we have more? Do you have batteries somewhere in there? Senator Skimbley.
I do have more batteries in
Senator Kaminsky as well. So I'll leave it open until all senators can cast their ballot. Let us please be quiet while we conduct opening roll. Thank you. We'll wait until the remaining senators can place their votes.
Man, did no one have me for the lollipop challenge?
If you guys have a lollipop challenge thing that you want me to hand to the person, I will do it.
I got it.
Oh.
The sticky notes are over there. If you haven't done the thing for your lollipop challenge person for the week, go over there. If they already took their name tag, bring me the post-it so I can give it to them so it stays anonymous.
Were you guys able to vote? Senator Kaminsky, did you vote? Senator Scampley, did you vote? You think so? All right.
We don't have
I'm
no
gonna
lollipops
close
for them.
it now at 1:40. Vote is closed. As far as we know, we have what? 32 senators in attendance. All right. Is there a move to approve last week's minutes, Senator Goldsmith? Is that a move?
It's moved to do something else, actually.
Okay.
It's a move to suspend bylaw 202.3.2 because memo just got sent out and it wasn't 24 hours in advance.
There's been a move to suspend bylaw 202. What was it, Senator Goldsmith?
202.2.2.
202.2.2. Is that a second time move? Senator Klein seconds that move. Any objections to that move? No objection to move. Thank you so much. Is there a move to approve last week's minutes? Senator Ortiz, is that a move? Senator Ortiz moves to approve last week's minutes. Is there a second time move? Senator Kinney, you second that move. Any objections to that move? Seeing no objections to that move is granted. Any public comment for this evening? Senator Strain has a public comment for this evening.
Hi. First of all, I just want to bring attention to an event that I'm helping host on Thursday. It's at 7 p.m. in LC 16. It's about reducing plastic waste and pollution. So if anybody would like to come to that, I would love to have some support there because I've worked really hard on that for my other job. And then second to that, I just want to say something that I've done personally, along with Senator Yeager, that might be of interest to a lot of people in the Student Association. If you have a conflict with someone, if someone says something that offends you, if you are unhappy with something you see on the agenda, reach out to that person beforehand, have a conversation, or after the fact, if they've offended you. Have a conversation. I know Senator Yeager and I had a disagreement a couple weeks ago. The next day we went and got coffee, we chatted, like, it's all good. You can solve your disagreements that way instead of bringing them to Senate and kind of attacking someone there in retaliation for something that they've said to you if that upsets you. And I think that is something that a lot of people here should start doing because we're adults and we work together and you can behave yourselves and solve problems outside of Senate. So thank you.
Senator Goldsmith?
I just wanted to add onto that I'm very thankful for my post-it note that I got today. It was very sweet. It was very sweet to see, and I would hope that everyone else looked at their own post-it notes and were like, oh, that's great. It creates a positive attitude in the Senate to go into. I want to thank Divya for bringing this into the Senate.
Senator Ortiz?
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to give a shout out to our Director of Student Group Affairs. Last week, like I said, I asked her a question regarding the Adopt-a-Org Foundation. She followed up and got me all the information I needed. It was actually made my life a lot easier because I was going to source too. So I just wanted to applaud the executive branch as a whole because I've seen a lot of your guys' programming and I've attended a lot of it, and you guys have done a really good job so far, and I'm excited for the rest of the year.
Any other public comment for this evening? None? Chairwoman Devaney?
Yeah, hi. So I just have a quick thing to sort of go over real quick. So we had a special election last week. Unfortunately, despite having two writing candidates, we couldn't confirm a second senator for the terrace. So I want to wait what you guys want to do with that. Obviously, I know that we all want to have fair representation for every resident here. So let me know. Second thing was that myself and the commission are looking to make some amendments to the election guidelines. Senator Cooper graciously made some time to speak to me about that. But I would really particularly like to speak to senators that were elected this fall, just because you guys lived the experience that this election had. So I kind of want to get your experience, get your feedback. Obviously, all senators are welcome to talk to me about what they want to do, but particularly board. That includes you, Senator Ortiz, because you were in the election too, and Senator Kinney as well. So whichever time works for you. I'm going to post up some office hours, so if you guys want to just come along, we can just have a chat, and yeah, that's fine. So thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Any other public comments for this evening? Go once, go twice, go thrice. None? All right then. Moving into my opening remarks. Good evening, everyone. No response.
Hi, Nick.
Good evening. I like the response back. Thank you very much. I had a great meeting with Dr. Christakis, I think yesterday. We talked about some important issues facing our body. One was CAPS, Counseling and Psychological Services. Been a lot of discussion about getting more psychologists and counselors in there, and I know that he and his team is working diligently on that issue. He has told me, they informed me that they are working on resources to send out to students in the absence of more counselors, but they're looking to hire more. It's really an issue of staffing, which I think is a nationwide issue occurring right now because of the pandemic. And so do know that that's on his mind as well. So we talked about CAP. We talked about issues of students working 30 to 40 hours in different departments and not getting stipends or grants for that. He doesn't believe it's acceptable. And he's looking at making sure that students who are working that type of hours get the pay and funding that they deserve, or at least get adequate credits that they deserve for those internships and programs, right? So he's definitely working on that as well. Secretary sent some emails to form the parking committee, so I hope you'll respond to that in a timely fashion. We want to get that up and running as soon as possible to get these issues cemented before we bring Mr. Jones in, who's the director of parking and mass transit in there. So please respond to that as well. The executive committee is taking a tour of the E-Tech building on Friday, so we'll relay any of the feedback we get from that when we take that tour on Friday, right? In addition to that, I have University Senate appointments. Me and the president jointly have University Senate appointments. I believe we have 8 in total. So what we're going to do, and I've spoken to the president about this, is I'm going to be opening up applications for that, because not just SA members, it's for all students. So I want all students to have equal opportunity to serve on the University Senate, including, of course, SA Senate members and SA members as well. So if you were interested in that, please apply to be a part of that. We want you there as well. The Senate Secretary application is open. Obviously, someone's been an interim, but I want to affirm a permanent Senate Secretary. So if you know anyone who's interested in that role, please share my my graphic on online as well, so we can begin to get a permanent Senate Secretary and move forward in that way, right? So I believe that's all for me. As always, I come to these meetings with a light agenda, hoping for a quick meeting. I again hope for that tonight. Let's see if we can get the impossible done, like I say every week, right? Any questions for me? None? Madam Vice Chairwoman?
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everybody. I just have a couple of quick announcements. Your attendance, if you know that you're going to miss a meeting, please email that to me at savicechair@albany.edu so that I can kind of keep track of that. Attendance has been sort of a consistent issue that I'm noticing, that the chairman is noticing as well. So please, 24 hours before emergencies happen. I get it. If something happens and you're like, hey, I really need a response, that's fine. You can text me, but make sure to follow that up with an email. So just make sure that you keep that in mind going forward. If there's any November birthdays, now that we are in the month of November, please let me know. I'd like to feature that. I'm looking to feature the October birthdays that have passed on the Instagram. So if you did have an October birthday, or one of your friends is shy and they had an October birthday, let me know so that I can shout them out anyway. But yes, that's all from me. Hopefully, knock on wood, we have a good meeting tonight. Let's get through it. Let's get out of here. Good luck with any schoolwork you guys have. We're almost through the semester, so I know it's that time. Please take care of your mental health. Please take care of yourselves. It's that time when everything kind of starts piling up. So please, if you need anything, reach out to Nick, reach out to me. We're here for you come talk to us. That's all.
Any questions for the vice chairwoman?
Anyone
None.
else have Post-its that I need to collect? Just, you can pick them up. I'm gonna come around and grab them.
What I would say is that I do want more student groups to come in here for recognition by the Senate. So if you have an idea of a student group you want recognized, please tell the chairwoman of the Constituent Relations Committee so we can begin getting student groups in here and into the chambers to be recognized for the hard work that they do. Okay, all right, Mr. President. No certificates and celebrations, appropriations, Senate Bill 212260, which is Dane Craft. So we're gonna scroll down here. Senator Cooper, the floor is yours. Chairwoman Cooper, the floor is yours. Senator Thompson, do you have a move? Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, maybe come now. Okay, so this is Jamecraft. They are a new organization focused on Minecraft. This is a really great club. I think that there's a lot of people interested in these kind of things, and I think that it's great for our community. And I'm gonna let the president speak on the club and what he's asking for.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I hope y'all having a great night, and I hope y'all having a great week so far. Today, I'm here to talk about Danecraft's budget in particular. As a new group, I understand that we have to go through the new and unfunded process twice a semester in order to eventually get funded from SA. Now, to start that process off, of course, I want to start off strong and be able to set the club off on a good foot, given that I'm in my senior year, so I'll be leaving pretty soon. With that being the case, I definitely wanted to make sure that we're able to celebrate the first semester of having this club active and getting so many members so fast, even without much, I guess you could say, much press on the club. As soon as I created it, I would say probably like 10 or 15 people just found it out of nowhere. I was surprised, and then I was like, all right, let's get a move on now. And with that being the case, I had my first general interest meeting, had about 12 to 13 people show up, which was a lot to me because I didn't expect so many people to actually show interest so soon. Thank you. And going forward, I was like, all right, now that we have the people, we got to be able to serve the people. And how we're going to do that, the first step is to get a centralized location that isn't physical that we can play, Minecraft on. With it being a video game, it shouldn't be confined to a 1 hour day in one room. It can be something that is a 24/7 type of deal, and anybody can play at any time. With that being the case, I've created a couple of different things like a Discord. For those of you that play games, Discord is essentially a location for people to be on, chat, to be able to text people, to be able to connect with other gamers. And essentially, with that being the case, it just helps outside of GroupMe to have specific channels for people to talk depending on what they're doing. Now, to be more specific when it comes to what I'm asking for, the server would be something that's ran on the back end. Of course, once you start it up, it would be on vanilla. So for those of you who don't know, vanilla is essentially just basic Minecraft. And it'll just be one location where everybody can go to, build. It'll be open to all, everybody really. But of course, the members would know about it, and it'll kind of be their mission to spread the servers across the campus. Now, going forward, there's the other things that I talked about when it comes to the budget, which would be pizza. I know something small, but I guess, like I said, I want to do a celebration towards the end of the year, preferably December 1st, since we usually have our meetings on Wednesdays. And with that, we're gonna have like a little pizza party, but also a competition, which will also be open to everybody, of course. And within that competition, there will be prizes, which is the mouse and the laptop desk. First place would be the mouse. Everybody in college really has a laptop or has some type of computer. Therefore, I think a mouse would be useful as it makes life a lot easier than using a trackpad. And then when it comes to the laptop desk, I think that's extremely useful as well because for some computers, you can't really use it on a bed. So it just makes it so you can comfortably use your computer on a bed or laptop on a bed without having to worry about, it's going to overheat or X, Y, and Z. And that's kind of more so for protection of the computer. Of course, like I said before, all of these items are open to everybody.
All right. Are you guys done, Senator Chairwoman Cooper? You got any questions? Senator Strand. To move the call this bill to question. The second, Senator Valencia Alonso, second. Senator Valencia Alonso, second. That move. Any objections? That move. Seeing no objection, I move we're going to go into a vote. I will leave it open until 20. Everyone vote? All right, then I'm gonna close this vote right now. The bill's vote is 2803. This bill passes.
Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations. Senate Bill 212261, Senator Cooper, Model EU.
Alrighty, so the next up is Model European Union. And I've worked a lot with the president of Model EU, not UN, Model EU. And they are a great club. Me and the president worked really well together to get this taken care of. And I really like this club, so I'll hand the mic over to the president so he can talk about the club and their class.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. And first of all, I'd like to thank you for helping us out through this difficult time. We had some problems with our last keyboard during the whole COVID semester, so thank you for enduring my frustrating emails. I really appreciate it. So we are not Model UN, we're a Model European Union. Very similar concept, but we're focused on the EU and European politics. Our goal is to educate you all new students in the School of European Politics and Foreign Policy in general. But we go to two conferences every 2 years. We go to one in Brussels, Belgium, the capital of the EU, and New York City. This year we will be going to Brussels. The university just approved our travel, which is great. But as you guys know, traveling abroad is very expensive. And so the $400 we have requested here, if there's something time going through new and unfunded. $400 will go to the Meininger Hostel. It's the most cost-effective way to stay in Europe. It's very nice, it's very safe, really cool atmosphere there. And this $400 would simply go towards the whole amount of $2,000. So we actually had a really great uptick in membership this year. There were a lot of great people going to Belgium with us. So this $400 would go a long way helping us out. Thank you.
Any questions? Senator Klein? Is there a microphone coming over there?
Just want to ask a question about the price per head.
It's $19 price per head for this appropriation.
Okay. I'll motion to close the question.
There's been a move, Mr. Keys, move.
Move to
Thank
close
you.
the question.
There's been a move, thank you, Senator Klein. There's been a move to close the question. Is there a second? Senator Yeager, is that a second that move? Senator Yeager, second that move. Any objections to that move? Seeing no objections to that move, we're gonna call this bill the question. The vote is open. I'll leave it open until 20. I believe you had 32. Senator Cooper, are you voting?
Yep.
Okay. Chairwoman Cooper. Vote is now closed. The vote is 26-05. This bill passes. Senate Bill 212262. Is it the same thing that, you have to mention, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna amend it to say chess.
Yeah.
So chess is ULB Chess Association.
You got that, Anjali? Amending subject line, okay.
Yeah, sorry, my computer was acting up when I was writing these. Sorry. So yeah, the Chess Association, new club. I don't know if y'all ever watched Queen's Gambit, but I really like that show. So I'm gonna pass it over to the president of the Chess Association, which is our own Senator Mohammed, and he can talk about the club and what he's asking for.
Thank you. So I'm the new president of the University at Albany's Chess Association. The club has been around for a while, since like the 90s and stuff, but it's been going out from inactive to active. So we just newly brought it back this year. We had our first general interest meeting October 5th, and we've been having a lot of new members joining. In our budget, we just have a bunch of different like chess boards and clocks and stuff like that. So the first one on the list is the professional tournament set. Those are just like the standard roll-up chess sets that you use. So we'll be getting those. And then the two ones under it, we got those from Walmart before we could get funding because there was no appropriations committee. So those were the only things open and available to us. So we just have those on there. The one under it is like the 14 Darkwood Green one. That's basically just like a nice chessboard that we'll use for like the finals of tournaments and stuff like that. And so the piece under it is just the pieces that match it. Under that, we have the timers, and we'll be getting a discount because we're buying 5 timers at once. And those will be used for the tournaments. It'll make playing games a lot easier. And of course, we have 2 chess rule books because we need to be able to know the rules to teach chess. So, yeah, any questions?
Any questions to this stand? Move the call. This is a question. Second, Senator Goldsmith out second. Senator Goldsmith seconds that move. Any objections that move? Seeing no objections, we're going to go into a vote. Vote is now open. Leave it open till 20. We had 30 last time. I'm gonna make sure everyone got in their vote. Well, now we're at 30. We had one more.
It's Clint, he hasn't voted.
Did you vote, Senator Muhammad? Okay. Senator Ortiz stepped out of the room. Okay. All right. Thank you.
The mic must be somewhere around.
Vote is 2505. Someone voted E. Interesting. All right. Anyway, this bill passes.
Point of personal privilege. That was meant to be an abstention, so it could be.
Okay, so we'll
Sorry.
mark that in the records, right? So let's look at it.
Mine's vote was supposed
So
to be
it's 2506,
Yeah, it was just.
right? 2506. This bill passes.
Thank you.
All right, I believe that takes out of appropriations bills, right? Can I just get a move? I don't know, sometimes at least, Ryan out of the agenda. Can I get a move to add, Ryan? Senator Lexon moves to add, Ryan, our graduate assistant to the agenda. 75 seconds, I'm moving, Bex not move. Seeing none, Ryan, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Hey. All right. Sorry, I just need to bend my nose. So bringing in the bystander, I know I've received a lot of questions and comments from that. The 3 sessions that are there, I think the 5th, the 7th, and the 8th. Those are the only 3 sessions that are going to be offered. If you have any concerns about that, I would definitely recommend emailing Mary McCarthy. She's the one that facilitates these. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions about bringing the bystander?
Hey, you can finish your whole report.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I'm a mess. And then I'm sure everybody got, well, the senators got, the one-on-ones with Ray and I. Please continue to fill that out. If you need to resend it to you, let me know. And that's about it.
Any questions for Ryan? None? All right. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. Committee reports. I know Senator Thomas is not here at the moment. Senator Kinney, do you have a report, Senator Thomas, or the Rules Administration Committee?
So for Andrew's report, okay, good. So for Andrew's report, Andrew stated that he brought forth a bylaw change regarding attendance, and the rest of the committee helped with it. And he hopes that that is going to be passed tonight. And that is pretty much it for Andrew, the chairman of the Rules and Administration Committee. Thank you.
Any questions for Senator Kinney? Senator Yeager?
Good evening, everyone. The ORC committee has been hard at work with our first investigation. We voted to open an investigation. I can't really say as to what, so the tension will have to continue to rise until I can say anything. But we are working through a questioning process. We got someone done today, and hopefully during our meeting on Friday, we will be able to continue and finishing our questioning so that stuff will be checked off in their checklist. And hopefully I will have more to report back soon.
Any questions for Chairwoman Yeager? None? Chairman Scamperly?
Okay, my club met, last Thursday.
Your club? I guess we're all a big club at the end of the day, but.
My committee met on Thursday and then again on Friday, and then again yesterday. We have a few ongoing investigations. I can't really say as to what. We are very busy. We'll be meeting again tomorrow to continue these investigations.
Any questions for Chairman Scamperly? Chairwoman Cooper?
Okay, hello everybody. So I've been, busy. We have another request that I have met with the treasurer for just today during my office hours, as well as I received several organizations from the comptroller and from the director of student affairs to reach out to let them know about the appropriations that are available for them. So I did email them today also during my office hours to let them know the process of what to do to go through and get these appropriations, because I haven't gotten any supplemental requests, only new and unfunded. And I'm also still looking for a clerk. So if anybody wants to clerk for me, please tell your friends, because I would really like a clerk. It would make my life a lot easier. Other than that, that's it. Yeah.
Any questions for Chairwoman Cooper? Chairwoman Velez-Blanc?
Hey, that's Steve. Let the record show that there's another hyphen in between my two last names.
I'm sorry.
I do not have a hyphen in between my two last names.
sorry.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry. Gotta get that right.
It's okay. So my committee met. Our meetings are most likely going to be on Tuesdays around noon. We're still solidifying that, but that seems to be like the best time. We usually meet in the transfer and commuter student lounge if anybody wants to stop by. During this last committee meeting, we met, also it says community and not committee at the end.
Is the same thing?
Yeah.
That's right.
No, not that one, the one above it.
Thank you.
So we met to discuss a few ideas in regards to, helping the community in the capital region, especially that related to veterans and women and children, which the nominee for CEO, department will be speaking a little bit on later. So look forward to hearing from them on that. We are also looking to, once that drive is finished, we'll also be doing some work with the Ronald McDonald House. And I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention that the committee is looking to begin enforcing the bylaw that senators are required to attend 2 essay-related events starting next semester. We are also going to be putting in some bylaws in regards to community service and what community service senators are expected to be contributing to. So that will be on its way, hopefully next week. And yeah, I think that's everything.
Any questions for Chairwoman Velez-Blanc? Chairwoman? Oh, Senator Klein, I'm sorry. I didn't see. You ringing the mic?
Just wondering really quickly, what bylaw is that?
Hold on, I have to pull it up.
Be some time for some nice elevator music. Oh, family feud. Yeah. Senator Ortiz.
I just got it.
Okay.
201.1.2.4. No. That's good. Okay. 201.4.2, all members of the Student Association Senate are required to attend 3 events or programs created, hosted, or endorsed by the executive branch per semester. 204 or 201.4.2. Sorry, there's a lot of numbers.
Thank you. Any other questions for Chairwoman Valencia? Chairwoman Sadler?
Good evening, everyone. I met with my committee on Monday at 6:30 PM, and we were able to talk about how we're going to move forward with the town hall meetings. If you'll notice, we added in I added a poll in the group me chat, and the meeting will be held on Friday at 6 o'clock. There we'll be able to coordinate how we'll move forward with the town hall meetings, and you'll also receive an Excel sheet where there will be a few questions for you to answer, so we just can keep track of what you're doing. We'll also be having tabling taking place tomorrow. As I mentioned last week, everyone's welcome to table. Just reach out to me, you can talk to me after the meeting, and we can set something up. We'll be tabling from 1 o'clock to 3. So that'll be taking place like right in front of the SA office. So I believe that's all. Thank you.
That's my chairwoman.
Any questions for Chairwoman Sadler? None. All right, that goes to my report for the chairman of the executive committee. So we tend to meet every Sunday. So as you know, resolutions go through the executive committee. So if you have a resolution that you are planning to bring to the floor of the Senate, I would like that by Sunday around noon. So I can put it on the agenda for the executive committee to vote on. I do know that's become precedent, and I think it's very standard. So we've been meeting every Sunday. We've had great discussions about how to move it forward. I think we have a very strong executive committee this year. So definitely take comfort in that, that we will be approving those resolutions. But I think that's pretty much it for me in terms of what the executive committee is doing. Any questions for me about that? None? Mr. President, the floor is yours. Is there a mic for the president?
Test.
Test, 1, 2, 3.
Test, 1, 2, 3. So happy November, everybody. I hope you had a safe Halloween weekend. As Ryan previously mentioned, the bystander sessions are up. We released infographics on our Student Association Instagram, as well as sent an email out to the student group listserv. If you know any student leaders, anybody in student groups, any fellow SA members that are required to take this training and haven't done so, please let them sign up for those times before they fill up or those dates pass. As mentioned before, the committees regarding the different issues that I hope to kind of just push, consider efforts around are going to be dropping. Well, they're created. Some of them just need more filling out. Some of them have committee heads currently, and some of them have not. There are a few senators you should be getting contact with emails within tomorrow about possibly heading or supplementing a committee if you have particular expertise in a certain field. So stay tuned for that. I'm just going to quickly go through some of the committees just to give you guys a gist. These committees will be coming with applications that people will be able to apply into. They will be intimate, concerted efforts. So if you know that there's a specific niche or topic that you want to contribute to or just generally support, please engage. We're going to have the Academic Concerns Committee headed by Julie Jaswicks, our Director of Academic Affairs. Yes, Pops. We're going to have, sorry.
We're gonna have this Technology Solutions Committee headed by our Director of IT, Courtney. And lastly, we have the Health Sustainability and Wellness Committee headed by Director of Health and Sustainability, Becca Messicura. This name is still in the works. Well, yeah. No, not your government name, but we'll be in the works. Some of the other committees that you can expect to just get relayed or applications drop once the committee has to decide or this question out around it. Is a Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. I'm hoping for this committee to encompass things related to gender sexuality concerns, general race issues, and things regarding cultural competency and disability service and accessibility on campus. So that's what that committee is hopefully going to head on. And lastly, a committee on sexual assault prevention, sexual assault awareness, things of that nature. I would argue that this is one of, if not the top 3 issues that have been a concern for students within the past 1.5 years. And I don't think that we've had enough general stances on the SAM or just general mobilization behind it. So definitely looking to flesh that out. Got you. But yeah, if you guys have more questions, you guys will be getting more information in the director's report. And again, for the application drop, hopefully by this Friday, they will be posted on the SA page. And again, some of you may be contacted. Moving on. Nick kind of touched on this as well as Senator Galan, but please come out and boost SA events. We've had a lot of output within the past 2, 3, 4 weeks. And you know, they have good attendance. I see a few familiar faces at events, but we would like more engagement. Overall, whether you're in the legislative branch, whether you're in the district branch, and so whatever the case may be, your constituents only benefit from boosted resources, and knowing that there's things available for them to do, so please share that with them. You guys should be seeing the CARES Act coming soon. I've been hounding administration about this, particularly getting the straight answer, but I know that a lot of students are definitely in dire need. I'm in dire need of the funding, but hopefully we can see some mobilization or movement on that end and have that publicized to the student body. The last one wasn't as publicized as it could have been. And lastly, to end up, we have a good amount of student group events happening within the month of November. Just want to touch on a few that I think would be good to have your presence at. These are kind of more formal major events that happen between different student groups, but you know, it's good to kind of showcase or have IC members there, take a nice picture, show support. This weekend we have African Student Association's 10th annual fashion show happening on November 6th. Tickets will be dropping soon, or more tickets rather. So if you're looking to attend that, you know, if you fit to pull up, please do so. I know that the Albany State Indian Alliance is having one of their former charity galas. In the month of November, I do remember the facility.
It's November 14th, Sunday, 6 to 10 p.m.
Yes. So pop out to that. Copy your tickets. We love philanthropy. I will be there. And lastly, there's West Indian Night happening later in November. I'll drop more specific details and flyers on the Instagram pages and the SA Group Me. But these are just some of the few that we have coming up in the near future. So definitely pop out to those if you guys can. That's pretty much it for me today.
Thank you, Mr. President. Any questions for President Gudiabi? Senator Cooper has a question.
Oh, sorry.
Did you and the Vice President coordinate your outfits today?
We did not.
Any other questions for the President? Besides the outfit choices. Wait, did you ask a question, Anjali? Okay. Any other questions, Senator Galan?
In regards to the committee pertaining on sexual violence, is there like a specific chair or head person for that committee?
Oh, can you guys hear me? No, so kind of as I mentioned, some committees did have heads already. Some committees are probably going to get supplemental, like co-heads and people who like serve under them and help just generally facilitate. I am thinking of some people to reach out to, so that's why some of them might have specific heads, or there may be another committee that pops up. I know that someone had reached out regarding wanting to talk about population. But no, so conversation comes when this woman throw it out there and I talk to the person or person driving.
Any other questions to the President? Seeing none, the Vice President, Madam Vice President.
Good evening, you all. This is the start of a new month, so I hope everyone is taking care of their mental health and doing well academically. So we have finalized interviews and selected someone for the positions of chief of staff and CEO, so I'm excited for you all to meet them. And what we'll do. Since the last meeting, I have worked with my directors to submit a few resolutions, and I hope you all will be able to pass them tonight. And I was also supposed to meet with a few senators on some resolutions as well, but I did have a family emergency today, so I'm free during my office hours tomorrow between 3 and 6 p.m. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Any questions for the vice president? Seeing none, we're gonna move forward into executive reports. Did someone have a question I missed? All right, moving into executive reports. Kimberly, is she here? You have a report? Okay.
Yeah, so Akimini, an executive assistant, she said, "Good evening, everyone. I'm so sorry that she cannot be in attendance, but she hopes everyone is doing well. For her report, she would just like to say that she's been helping with the president set up his introduction meetings with senators, as well as completing all of his clerical work."
Any questions about that report? Caroline? Do they have, you don't have a microphone? Okay.
Director of Programming.
Director of Programming, yes, I'm sorry. Director of
Hello, everybody. I go by James number 2 today, and I am pleased to announce that the programming department has not burned down. On a more serious note, though, I scheduled my department's bi-weekly meetings, which will now take place on Mondays. Last Monday, we met, and my interns and I discussed and went over some ideas for the month, and we're currently working on the programming and tabling, so stay tuned for that because I'm very excited to look it up.
Any questions for James number 2? None? I'll play with it a bit too. No questions, all right. The Director of Intercultural Affairs.
I'm just gonna move it.
Hi, everybody. So on Monday, I co-hosted a Black Solidarity Day program with the Albany State University Black Alliance. Thank you. We discussed the 13th Amendment and its effects on the Black community, and I'm fleshing out the programs for November with my intern, and we have an upcoming program about the history of cultural org, Figure Culture Org. Look out for your email, we want to work with you. I'm currently working on updating the culture organization email list, so if you're in the culture org, please fill out the Google form so I can probably contact you for the future. And I wanted to remind everybody that it is Native American Heritage Month.
Any questions for the Director? Senator Tracy.
Yes, where can we find that Google form?
So I sent them out in an email about last week, but this week I am going to be sending out another one, so just stay tuned. Probably tomorrow, actually.
Any other questions for the Director? Seeing none, the Director of Gender and Sexuality Concerns.
Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is James number 3. Unfortunately, Harvey House is not burned down yet. The Halloween Ball was a big success. We saw a lot of awesome dancers, some cool costumes. Next week, Thursday, in the GSRC right over there, we're gonna have a clothing swap. It's going to be taking place from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. So if you have any clothes you don't need anymore, if you're in need of any clothes, come on by. Thursday, 12 to 4 p.m. in the GSRC right over there. Thank you.
Any questions? Senator Square has a question. 1 second. Please.
Sorry.
I was just wondering, if we can't make the clothing drive, but we would like to donate clothes, is there any way you could be collecting them maybe earlier in the day or something like that? I just have work that evening, but I would like to.
Yeah, of course. I'll probably be in the GSRC like the entire day. So you can always just drop stuff off like anytime. If anything, feel free to reach out to me personally. I can always like collect your clothes like at a more convenient date and stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Any other questions for the Director? Thank you, James. Please.
Thank you.
All right, Director of Marketing is back here. And we're going to pass it to the Vice President for that support.
Oh,
Go to
sorry.
Vice President Williams.
Okay. So unfortunately, Deb could not be here, neither his associate director. He has been working on flyers for the executive committee, I'm sorry, for the executive branch and every other branch, and yeah, pretty much that. He also has a program coming up next week.
Any questions on that report? Seeing none, the Director of Student Group Affairs.
Good evening, everyone. I've been working with students, answering questions on how to start orgs, walking them through the process, and trying to get as many of these new orgs recognized by SA as possible. Working with Chairwoman Cooper, letting her know some orgs that the Appropriations Committee can reach out to. Planning for the month of November with my interns. We have some great programs planned. We're just trying to map out dates, so stay tuned. And please come once programs are announced. We'd love to see some senators there. As we are close to the last month of school, I know things can feel overwhelming, so please take care of your mental and physical health. That's it.
Any questions to the Director? None? Director of Information Technology?
Hey guys, I'm James number one. Unfortunately, the SA computers have not burned down. We did an unboxing video. Stay tuned, it's coming for the new Mac. Thank you. Please like, comment, subscribe. You know, I've updated the bills on the website. Don't know if there's more. We'll find out. And I will upload the bills. Slowly updating pictures for the event. If you would like your pictures under the events page, send an email with the name and a zip folder of your photos, preferably JPEG, PNG, or GIFs. Not getting into the pronunciation. And you can actually turn live photos into GIFs. So if you would like live photos, if you have any cool ones, you could put them on. And then yesterday we had the Women in STEM program, and we had a nice discussion about our experiences and went over like some very surprising statistics. We have a cybersecurity awareness program coming up next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. in the Humanities Building. And more on the committee, little pitch. Navigating technology is hard, especially since it is still growing and updating at a rapid pace. This committee meeting seeks to have a team that includes people who aren't very tech savvy, those who may need supplemental features, and those who are like creative. Our goal is to make sure that the technology on campus is inclusive and accessible to all people. We would also like to get an idea of what works and what doesn't work well for students in terms of the technological services that we use consistently that keeps our campus running day to day. If you have any questions about the committee, please ask in an email or after session so we can go home at a more appropriate time. Saw that.
Any questions for James number one? Senator Goldsmith. You'll notice she's also wearing the Tim, so she really got the outfit down.
One, you will be getting an email with the questions, but when is the unboxing video coming out?
Great question on a surprise day. Probably could be tomorrow, could be Friday. Would you like it tomorrow? I got you.
Okay. I'll yield in time.
All right. Santos,
I yield my time to Mr. Spry over there.
I'm just wondering, are the minutes and agendas from previous meetings already up on the website?
Meetings and
The minutes, sorry.
the minutes are definitely on there.
Senator Ortiz.
Would you be able to upload a PDF version of the Robert's Rules of Order book that we use so that all the senators can have access to it?
Of course. Thank you. I guess I will put it under with the buttons with the minutes and stuff on the top of the page.
Any other questions? I guess Mr. Soccer number one. None? All right then. Thank you. I'm gonna move forward here. The Director of Health and Sustainability.
Hi everyone, I'm Jamis, number 4 tonight. Moving forward throughout November, I'm working with my associate director and my interns to plan some events and programs focusing on sexual health. Last week, I met with Mary Ellen Malia in the Office of Sustainability and passed along the results to my survey. So we're gonna sit down with the green screen and kind of go over those results a little bit more in depth. And then I also met with 3 senators last week, Senator Klein, Senator Mohammed, I'm sorry if I pronounced it right, Senator Vikis.
Senator Vikis.
Yes, is
Senator
that right?
Vikis.
Is that right? Okay, perfect. Regarding renovating the courtyards on the podium, making them more accessible. The Director of Disability Services was also there as well, Paige. And then President Gudiabi mentioned a little bit earlier that I'll be heading the Health, Wellness, and Sustainability Committee, so a little bit more about that. The entirety of our UAlbany community has experienced the many hardships that came and are still coming with the COVID-19 pandemic. It is important that an unprecedented importance is placed on mental health awareness. This committee seeks to have an intimate team working together to improve the health and sustainability resources available to students on campus. Ideally, this committee would work closely to plan initiatives, write legislation, and advocate for reform that will not only create conversations regarding these issues, but make it a priority at UAlbany turned into manifested action.
Good. Any questions, Director? None? Thank you, James before. So we're gonna go to the Director of Civic Action.
Hello everyone. James number 6. On the 11th, I have a program coming up, Women in Sports, and that's highlighting the conversation on trans women competing with cis women in sports. So to go more in depth with that, I was going to collab with the gender GSRC and the WRC, and it will be highlighting discrimination that's been used because the testosterone imbalance is a real thing and it can be regulated properly. But as we've seen in reality, within Florida, Texas, and even within our own community, that a lot of times it's used for discrimination and inhumane tactics. So we'll be highlighting the discrimination that's happened, how to avoid it, and then how to properly regulate testosterone levels. And then on the 16th, I have a politicking over pizza event. It's a pizza debate party, self-explanatory. I don't have the questions on me right now, it's in the doc, but it's gonna be fun, and so yeah.
Any questions for James number 6? None? Now to actual James, Dr. Zipkill.
I can't be out.
Hi, everyone. I thought I was Jameis. This feels kind of like that movie Spartacus where they all stand up. Yeah, I've been told I'm actually Gus because I came underdressed to my own self. But yeah, Dipping Hill is not burned down. Not because of anything else. Yeah, so I'm basically. I'm sorry, this is throwing me off. Yeah, I have like a whole report. I don't usually write it down. But yeah. Hi. So I am going to be hopefully having some event come up in December, like sending people up doing a little day tour. I'm going to be meeting with the rest of my department to discuss that. There was another thing. Huh? Oh, yeah, there was a question last time. I answered it last time. I'll answer it again. But if you go in the summer with your group, you have to pay yourself. You can't use the student fee. Yes, there's a
Now, are you done with your report?
Yeah.
Gus, right?
Yeah.
All right, send it to you.
Did you supply their flannels or are they just that dedicated?
No, this was entirely them. I did not think it would be this.
Y'all are hilarious, again.
Has Tippecanoe burned down?
As I mentioned at the top of my report, it is not burned down, nor has any other department.
I didn't hear the beginning of your report, I'm sorry.
Any other questions for Gus? No? Senator Cooper, please. I can't. Senator Yeager has a question. We all very early today, but Senator Yeager.
Don't jinx it.
That's not jinx it, that's true.
Knock on the wood.
Senator Yeager, up to you.
Are you planning any like additional essay trips to Tippecanoe for the ones that were a little bit lagged behind?
No comment.
Just want to go around.
Alright. Any other questions? But this person will need time to be yielded, but.
I'll use them.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
You bet your picture.
Yeah, thank you. To your point, that's probably gonna be a spring thing, just for the sake of, planning, timing, conflict, things like that. But we would like to have a more holistic essay trip, so hopefully we can get that up and running. I don't know if Nick has something, but you know, we always have the trip up his sleeve, so.
I have many. You don't want to see one of them. All right. Thank you, Gus. I appreciate it. Director of Academic Affairs.
Hello, y'all.
That's number of the James.
I'm Jameis number 5, the last of the Jameses. So, some really cool news for you guys. So my department runs something called the Affordable Testing Act. It's a scholarship that's held in my department. Applications for this are now live on my involvement. For those of you who don't know what this is, so it was established to help students cut costs of entrance exams when applying to grad school. So each student who applies and is eligible can receive up to $200 towards entrance exams. So if that's you, be sure to apply and tell your constituents to apply because it's a really cool thing and we all know grad school is expensive. So as President Goodiabi mentioned, I'll be heading the Academic Concerns Committee. As we all know, we're human beings and we're students at this campus above all else. So this committee seeks to address student academic concerns, both minor and major. Initiatives will be planned with sustainability in mind and will seek to elevate the college experience for all students. Our goal is to combine forces across SA for collective change. So what we're looking for in our applicants is someone who has a passion for higher education and a general knowledge of the education system here on campus, especially like the supplemental offices as well, and who has strong written and verbal communication skills, and a few ideas on how we can better the education experience on campus. So applications will be live soon, as the president mentioned. I encourage all of you who are interested to please apply, and you can reach out to me if you have any questions. So as always, my department is working on a million other things, but in an effort to keep it brief, I'll leave it at that for tonight. So to end on a positive note, Sydney Harris said that the time to relax is when you don't have time for it. So I want to encourage everyone in this room to take just 10 minutes tonight, 10 minutes to do something for yourself because it can make a really huge difference. So thank you and yeehaw.
My relaxing time is watching Schitt's Creek on Netflix.
Wait, I had a question.
Any questions for Jameis number 5? The vice chairwoman has a question.
I'll just, okay. That works too. That's fine.
Hi. Okay, first of all, major reminder, cute fun. I recognize that. I liked it. Second of all, for the affordable testing scholarship, do you have like a flyer or something so we can just start posting it and circulating it?
Yes. So later on the agenda for tonight, there's a renaming thing hopefully happening. Once that happens, the flyer should be up over the next couple of days, and then if everyone could just mass share that, that would be fabulous.
Can I get a follow-up real quick?
Yeah, go on.
Would it be possible for you to just drop that in the student association group me so we can all just take it from there?
Absolutely. Great.
Thank you so much.
Senator Ortiz, I'm coming to you.
Sorry. Thank you. What else
promote the scholarship, is there any way that like some senators can work with you on scheduling, going into classes and talking to those in like capstone classes or the seminar programs, because those are people who will be leading into their grad school applications? Is there like anything you could help us with so we know what to say?
Yeah, that's a really great idea. So I'll say my office hours for anyone who doesn't know. So I'm in the office Monday and Tuesday, 1 to 3, and then Wednesday and Thursday, 11 to 2 p.m. Or you can email me at saacademicaffairs@albany.edu. Senator Ortiz, if you want to follow up with me, like either after tonight or whatever, we can talk a little bit about it. That's a really great idea. Any way we can get more students to know about this would be really helpful. So thank you.
Any other questions for Jim for 5 o'clock? Oh, someone has to yield time to Congressman Goldsmith yields time to go into the
Our director is allowed to apply to the scholarship.
Heck yeah, it's highly encouraged.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
I need
Alright.
LSAT money.
Any other questions? No more Jamesons for us? We're going to the Director of Disability Services.
Hello, everyone. This is on the behalf of Director Page. I'm Leslie Chase, AD of Disability Services. She apologizes that she couldn't attend today due to personal matters, but she's in tune with the stream, so she's definitely watching. Yesterday, we had our Crip Camp viewing, and it was incredible to say the least. We had about 10 people show up, and it was a pretty good event. This Friday, we'll be hosting another event with one of the directors of the movie and his name is Jim LaBridge. And he will just be talking about the movie and just expounding upon it a little bit more. We'll also be rolling out more events throughout the month, and December 3rd is International Days of Persons with Disability, so we'll be planning a very big event for that day. If anybody's interested in collaborating with us, just hit us at SA-disabilityservices@albany.edu. Please take our survey. We're almost complete with that, and that should be all for tonight. Thank you.
Any questions for the Associate Director? None? All right, thank you so much, Director. We're going to move on from that. Madam Chief Justice. Please tell us. Chief Justice Bowden.
Good evening, everyone. So the Supreme Court has been hard at work approving student group constitution. Today, one of our justices actually came up with a really cool idea to make a checklist for student group constitutions, like what you need to include, what are good ideas to include. We want to start implementing that next week. I want to collaborate on that with the Director of Student Group Affairs, sourcers, and the other student leaders who have had to make a new constitution. I have a meeting with a president on Monday, but if anyone else wants to collaborate with that, please let me know. And in addition to that, we're also looking for a court stenographer. Applications for that will be opening up next week. They'll be posted on our Instagram and also on my blog. And that's it.
Any questions for the Chief Justice? None. Thank you, Madam Chief Justice. We're going to move on into the Comptroller's report. Unfortunately, the Comptroller could not be here. She did provide me with her report, so I will give her a report.
I'm sorry, I forgot. I totally forgot.
I want to give her a report. So her report is she wants to highlight 2 major events happening: the WCDB Fall Show on Friday and the ASA Fashion Show on Saturday. I just want to highlight that. Her calendar as a Comptroller at albany.edu is public. If you need to schedule a meeting with her, she has been working on reclaiming assets from now defunct student organizations. The annual audit has begun. She has 2 more interviews with potential assistants. She's waiting on the Board of Finance to meet with her, with time to meet with her so that she can approve of her assistant nominee. So please respond to the Board of Finance members in this room with your availability as soon as possible, right? I would say if you have any questions, but I can't answer any questions on her behalf. So I think we'll move forward from that. There's no Deputy Comptroller report, since she's not here. No financial literacy training. For the Board of Finance report, I don't know if anyone on the person on the Board of Finance has anything report sent me. I mean, Senator Page, Senator Thompson, anything? Nothing on the board? No? All right, then. There's no campus climate discussion. No one has notified me of anything of that nature. So I guess we're going into our legislative agenda at 9:13. Great start. So, Senate Bill 21-2263. Senator Cooper?
I would like to move
swap the,
can I just move for the Bill 212267 to be at the top of the agenda?
So there's been a move to move Senate Bill 212267 to the top of the agenda. There's a second move. Senator Kenny seconds that move. Any objections to that move? Seeing no objections to that move is hereby approved. So we're gonna go to Senate Bill 212267 first. Senator Cooper, Vice Chairwoman, I'm still used to it. That's good. All right, thank you.
Okay, so, we do this, as far as I am concerned, every year. We have to do this last year. We named it after Maria Reina, and so now we are renaming the Affordable Testing Act again. So I'm going to yield time to the Director of Academic Affairs to speak more on this.
James number 5. James number 5, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. So as I said a little bit earlier, the Affordable Testing Act was a bill passed in Senate last year. This bill gives students who want to go to graduate school the ability to pay for some of the costs associated with their graduate exams. So it's been tradition that the name of the act be changed each year to reflect a recent graduate who is dedicated to improving the student experience. After careful consideration, my team has agreed that, I'm going to say his name right, I've been practicing all night. Onyedika Newik, he, him pronouns, perfectly emulates these values. Onya is currently a medical student at Albany Medical College, and he graduated to Albany as part of the class of 2020. While attending here, he was incredibly involved with the campus community and was a shining example for underclassmen students of how to excel through adversity. He was a part of African Student Association, Minority Association of Pre-Medical Students, Presidential Honor Society, Collegiate Science and Technology Entry Program, and Brother to Brother. I seriously don't know how he did it all in one day. He fully believes in community service and mentoring students so the next generation can succeed. I believe he exemplifies everything this scholarship set out to do, and I am honored to be able to recognize him like this.
Great. Thank you, James number 5. Any questions for, any questions? Senator Strand? Okay, there's been a motion to call this bill to question. Senator Goldsmith, that's a second, I'm assuming. Any objections? Okay, anyone need me to clarify the vote, or are we good? I feel like we've done this enough times. Yeah? All right, cool. Vote's open, I'll leave it open till a minute. Is 33 the actual count? Can I close it? Actually, what was the vote count on the last bill? Nick was out of the room, so. Oh. Did anyone not click in? Can I close it? It was 31. 31 was last count. I'm gonna close it. All right. Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. All right. So now Senate Bill 212263. Senator Thomas, co-sponsored Senator Ganesha.
Good evening, everyone. This is the violation that I worked on this past week during my committee meeting. So essentially, overall, this bylaw it won't have a heavy penalization on those who are late to Senate due to late classes. In addition to anybody in red light, they won't have that excuse on this absence affected as well. Also, I moved to amend 201.1.2.5.2 to add, this will not affect their excused or unexcused absences. So
You have that underlined? You want me to repeat it?
Yeah.
Repeat it for a second.
I moved to amend 201.1.2.5.2 to add, this will not affect the senator's excused or unexcused absence. So, but other than that, with those three additions, the section still remains the same.
Any questions? Senator Tease? Is there a microphone? No problem. The music got me to dance. I always want to dance, that's true.
Oh my God.
So to my understanding,
Do
like,
you?
do you yield for a question? Does the sponsor yield for a question?
Do you have a question? Sponsor, you have a question.
Okay, so given that residential life staff also includes, student assistants, and they're also given shifts, would it be possible would you be open to amending 201.1.2.5.2 to say, be involved in residential life staff and take out housing managers and residential assistants so that it covers all people involved?
Can I clarify that?
Yeah.
The reason why I didn't put student assistants, because student assistants actually work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the office. And residential assistants, they take on duty from 4:45 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. to 9 a.m. So with that being said, that's the reason why I did not include student assistants. I was one myself, but I do understand where you're coming from.
Does the sponsor yield for a follow-up?
Do you yield for follow-up?
Yes.
Sponsor yields for follow-up.
So then my other question is, would you be open to amending 201.1.2.5, which is the top section, to say, or any absence for which the chair of the chair of the Senate, sorry guys, post-concussion, chair of the Senate within 24 hours, like notified in advance for 24 hours, because that's the standard, time needed for an absence, and like throughout the rest of the bylaws, to keep it consistent. Sorry, that was world travel. Did that make sense?
It makes sense. That one I had a little trouble with myself only because sufficiently will include the 24-hour notice. There have been some inconsistencies in the bylaws, and which I do understand what you're saying, but certain situations do vary. That's why I did not include the 24 hours.
Senator Klein? I'm sorry. I saw Senator Leslie first. I'm sorry, Senator Klein. You're coming next. Senator Leslie.
Does the sponsor yield for a question?
Do you yield for a question?
Yes.
Sponsor yields for a question.
Can I ask why you stated the chair of the Senate and not the vice chair when they are the person that, records the attendance?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Out of order, Madam Vice Chair.
Usually, like,
It's been a point of inquiry by Senator. Right? You made that clear for me?
Do both the chair and vice chair deal with it even, like, does that include you when there's not a vice chair elected yet? Who deals with it then? Or does it just not get dealt with?
I'll get dealt with. I deal with it. The Senate clerk helps me deal with it because they are here from the beginning. So, in the absence of it help, like I was for the first month of this year, I do it. So I answered Senator Leslie. We still have the floor, right?
No.
Okay.
I think Sri was.
okay, yeah.
Senator Ganesan?
Yes.
So, when I looked at the constitution, like, most of the, bylaws stated that it just needs, like, the chair's approval. It was, like, a consistent pattern, so we thought, like, doing that chair would also make the factor.
Yes, it is true that the vice chair, in this case, Vice Chairwoman Tosiani will be helping with attendance, but as Senator Ganesan said, the Constitution mostly does acknowledge the chair overseeing everything, so I just got to be consistent with that.
Senator Klein. I'm sorry, Madam Vice Chair.
So just a point of information real quick, 201.1.2.5.3, there's a typo where it says the must. Is it supposed to be they must, and was that amended while I wasn't here?
It's supposed to be, they must, honestly, there's been technical issues, so I moved to amend 201.1.2.5.3. It's actually so much bad. They must, the must should be they must, and also capitalize residential life.
Got that, Anjali?
And does the sponsor yield for a question?
1 second.
Sorry.
Does the sponsor yield for a question? Give him.
Oh, also I'd like to amend 201.1.2.5.3. Should senator and that should be capitalized as well. And yes, I do yield for a follow-up.
So he yields for a question.
So would these absences count towards your excused absences?
Can you clarify your question?
So if you're a RA or an HM and you so happen to have duty during a Senate meeting or a committee meeting, and if this were to pass, would it still be counted as an absence, an excused absence?
Residential, right, no, because as it says, they have to send the research at the beginning of the term, so it wouldn't affect anything at all. Committee things is a little slightly different because in the bylaw says the committee chairs can do their committee meetings their own way in their own style, so it wouldn't necessarily affect it. It just depends on how the committee chair is.
I'd like to make a move into debate.
There's been a move to go into debate. Is there a second to that move? No?
Oh,
Is there a second to that
I'll
move?
yield time, actually, I'll rescind my move and yield time to to Senator Strang.
Okay, there's been a, Senator Clyde yields his time to the strand. No problem.
I was just wondering, because I know we're all part of Red Light, is there gonna be, I know that, Senator Kaiser is on Zoom, is there gonna be an option if you can come or would like to attend to be on Zoom rather than just say, oh, I'm on duty, like nothing at all?
That would be actually up to the discretion of the chair, depending on the circumstance, so we try to be as flexible as possible, but still maintain the same practices we've done previously. So that part, that Zoom part, I will leave up to the Senate chairperson.
Okay, okay.
Senator Thompson.
Will the sponsor yield to a question?
Do you yield for a question? Sponsor yields for a question.
So I'm guessing the intent of the changes, as the bylaw was originally probably written, is only for due process. Nobody should fear the consequence of due process if they had legitimate purpose for those absences. Would that be probably correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Any other questions? We're going to Senator Rose, and then I'm going to go to Senator McGrath right afterwards.
Is the sponsor yield for a question?
Do you yield for a question?
Yes.
Sponsor yields for a question. May I ask a question?
I just asked that you can amend the bill to say Senator Thomas, because it just says Thomas at the top, and I don't know who Thomas is. That's the one we can.
I'm sorry about
I
that.
want to amend it to say Senator Thomas.
Thank you, Senator Rose. Senator McGrath.
Do the sponsors yield for a question?
Do sponsor yield for question?
Yes.
Sponsor yield for question.
Would you be willing to amend the bill to reflect the transparent policy editing?
Can you explain how does it match the transparent editing policy?
201.1.2.5 is already in existence in the bylaws, and therefore does not need to be voted and or italicized. Because it's already in the bylaws, it's not new.
Okay.
I move to amend 201.2.5 to not be voted.
The first one.
The first.
Any other? Senator Ortiz? No, I'm going to use Senator Klein next.
I move to go into debate.
We're going to move to go into debate, but Senator Ortiz is second. Senator Strang seconds I move. Any objections I move? Seeing no objections I move, we are in debate. Any debate points? Senator Klein, then Senator Ortiz afterwards. I'm sorry, I just saw his hand first.
My bad, Senator Ortiz. So I look at this bylaw change, and I think it's really good. This is something that we need to clarify. We need to clarify the difference between excused and unexcused. And I also do happen to like that the sponsors have included that these won't count against your excused or unexcused absences. And I think that's a very big point with this policy switch. So I must say I'm fully in support of this. I yield back.
Senator Ortiz, Selva. Where's the other mic? I have. Oh, you have it. Sorry.
I think it's a great bill. I mentioned it last week. I'm glad it is on the floor. I don't see any of the hands up, so I move to vote for the question.
Move to call this bill to question. Senator McCann, is that a second I move? Senator McCann, seconds I move. Any objections to I move? Seeing no objections to I move, we're going to go into a vote. A is you want to approve this bill. B is you want to reject this bill. C is abstain. The vote is open. I'll leave it open until 20. I believe we have more than 30 in this room. If you have not voted, please vote. There's an point of information for Senator Klein, and so, can you please get Senator Klein a microphone?
Yeah.
Or pick up central location, yeah. I was thinking that too.
So, just to clarify, that amendment was to unbold, what's 201.1.2.5.4. However, since it's changed.
Can I clarify that? Let him finish his point of information.
To change that from being bolded to unbolded.
I wanna pull that, I wanna wait till he finishes.
Was that the correct amendment? Am I?
No, the correct amendment was for 201.1.2.5 because that was originally there. I originally had it voted just in case that would have been changed. That's the only reason why it was voted from before.
All right. The vote is closed. The vote is 31-4, this bill passes. Senate Bill 2122-64, Senator Tulsiani. Or should I say Vice Chairman Tulsiani? You have the floor.
Yeah, it was the senator first. Okay.
That's right, Senator.
So I'm going to have the nominee come up. This is Senate Bill 2122-64. This is the President and VP's nomination for the Director of Community Engagement and Outreach. So I'll just yield my time to Vice President Williams and then to the nominee to introduce themselves.
Hello, everyone. So Alyssa Kamara is a prospective, she is a candidate for the Director CEO, and she is a sophomore at the university, class of 2024. She has a lot of involvement on campus. She is a mock trial in NAACP, Pride Alliance, and Delta Phi Epsilon. She is also extremely passionate about social justice and serving the community, and she hopes to extend her passions into the Student Association as the Director of Community Engagement and Outreach. I'll hand it over to her.
Awesome, thank you. Well, hello, I'm incredibly honored to be speaking to you guys tonight. As I was introduced, my name is Alyssa Kamara, and I am a candidate for Director of Community Engagement and Outreach. So about myself, as I was previously introduced, I'm hopefully class of 2024. In addition, I am president of the Pride Alliance and our university chapter of the NAACP, which I hope will extend into my ability to take on this role. So in regards to this appointment, I am ultimately interested in this role because I'm a firm believer in the fact that our student body can be an immense force for good on campus and within the capital region, given that we provide our student body with the opportunity to participate in outreach. Overall, my goals for the department includes ensuring that it doesn't burn down, since that was a concern for the other directors. But in reality, it rests greatly in the promotion and accessibility. By giving opportunities and uplifting student voices and their interests, we will be able to allow our student body to participate in the greatest amount of good, both on and off of our campus. So some of the events that have already began coordinating are as follows. So one of my greatest events that I am planning is a community service fair, to allow students to make connections that can last throughout their duration in Albany. So this function would look very similar to Block Party as an opportunity for students to connect with local organizations as well as on-campus organizations. So in short, I would like to invite as many off-campus nonprofits, philanthropies, and other organizations to allow students to gain connections and to join. This proposed date would be Friday, February 4th, 2022. Plan to get students involved in the beginning of the spring semester. Furthermore, I have been coordinating a town hall, possibly with College Pan-Hellenic, in order to hold a town hall with local Albany leaders, for example, the Pine Hills Homeowners Association, and businesses within Pine Hills to try to rectify community relationships with our Greek life community in the wake of two somewhat disruptive semesters to better serve the Pine Hills and surrounding communities and improve our relationship with them. So I'm currently coordinating with College Pan Hill for a definitive date for this event. We would be aiming for the end of November 15th, aiming for November 15th, and hopefully this would be a regular event twice a semester.
And lastly, I reached out to the community, the Senate Committee for Community Engagement and Outreach, to coordinate with them for a warm clothing drive coming up. Purpose would be to have on-campus students donate clothes for winter months to local organizations to be donated to people in need. And this would be planned for either this weekend or the next week. Additional points of interest I have for the department is to coordinate with off-campus senators, hopefully to meet organizations that they feel are most relevant to the Albany community. Furthermore, I'd like to ensure the success of Dance Marathon and support any of their needs, as they are a huge opportunity on campus. And I would be interested in coordinating with as many student and local organizations as possible. In particular, I hope to plan additional events focusing on outreach that incorporates health equity, LGBTQ+ rights, uplifting POC, and mental health. So overall, I would be more than honored to fill this role, and I look forward to the opportunity to empower the UAlbany community within engagement and outreach.
Any questions? Senator Thomas.
I would like to move to pass this nominee by unanimous consent.
I'm gonna move the pass nominee by unanimous consent. There's a second I move. Senator Kinney, do you second that move? Any objections to that move? Senator Goldsmith objects to that move. You see the nature of the objection, Senator Goldsmith.
As I have said this before, when we do nominees, this isn't the first time I've done this, but I don't think we should pass nominees by unanimous consent. We should see what the whole Senate body sees.
Senator Klein.
I'm gonna say really briefly, I would usually agree with my good friend from Dutch, but I would never support a nomination passing through unanimous consent except for this one. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is a darn fine candidate. I mean, she just got up there and listed everything that she plans to do as CEO director. And this is a great pick. So I'm gonna call this objection a question.
No, I just want to call this objection a question. So A is you want to uphold this objection, B is you want to dismiss this objection, and C is abstain. Vote is open. I'll leave it open until Senator Goldsmith. Yes, A is you want to uphold the objection. I mean, you want to uphold Senator Goldsmith's objection. B is you want to dismiss the objection, and C is abstain. I'll leave it open until 30. You need 2/3 to uphold the objection. Vote is closed. All right, then, so this objection has been dismissed. All right, so there's been a move to call for the question by Senator Thomas. It's been seconded. It's moved to pass by unanimous consent by Senator Thomas. Thank you. Second by Senator Kinney, right? Yes.
Isn't it by 2/3?
To uphold.
To uphold. So it's dismissed.
However, if I can just add, there's a motion for unanimous consent, which evidently if one person even disagrees, there is no unanimous consent, there needs to be a vote on the matter.
You just
Okay.
go back to the
All right, we're gonna move to amend your motion, Senator Thomas. We're gonna move the call to build a question. Is there a second? Senator Leslie seconds. Is there any objection to that move? Seeing no objections to that move, we're gonna go into a vote. A is you want to approve this nominee. B is you want to disapprove this nominee. C is abstain. I'll leave it open until 20. All right, the vote is closed. I'm sorry, Senator Klein, did you miss a vote? I apologize to you.
I would like the record to reflect that I voted aye.
Okay. The record will reflect it. All right, the vote is 28-17. This nominee passes. Senate Bill 21-2265. Senator Tosiani, the floor continues to be yours.
Okay, this is Senate Bill 2122-65. This is the president's nomination for chief of staff. I'll yield my time to him and then to the nominee to introduce themselves.
Thank you, Vice Chairman. Larry Hadielu is my selection for Chief of Staff. Larry is currently a junior at the university. He served in multiple student groups and multiple leadership positions. He's a hardworking individual dedicated to serving the student body, readily available, reliable. He's demonstrating this in his various roles and leadership positions. And he can kind of get a little bit more into who he is as a person and what he hopes to bring to the branch and how he can support and supplement the leadership team necessary for this academic year.
Oh, I don't know.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I would like to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to stand in front of you guys and tell you why I believe that I should be chief of staff. So I wrote down a couple of things. First, I would like to say, hey, my name is Olarwaju Adeolu, Wanre for short. My pronouns are he, him, and his. Hopefully, when this bill passes, I can join the executive branch as James Prime. I am vice president of Brother to Brother. I am the treasurer of the African Student Association, and I am general members of Sankofa Africa, and Powerful United Ladies Striving to Elevate, also known as POST. I'm truly excited to work with you all. I see the work you guys do to make this campus better, and it was something that I wanted to be a part of as well. First, I would like to say that I would like to connect, as chief of staff, I'm the liaison between the leadership and the directors, and part of doing that, I believe, is making sure that the student body is well represented. So one of the projects that I wanted to work on was I would like to connect the student body to SA by being an active listener to people on campus outside of SA. I would be an active listener in classes, the campus center, and during events to bring the best experience for every student at UA and let leadership know the needs of students. To make this tangible, I'd like to help coordinate town hall meetings with the general student body to share their concerns with various SA leaders. Another project that I want to start is I would like to open a forum online for people to discuss not only experiences here at UA, but we as the Student Association. I feel as if although public comments is helpful from what I've heard, but from what I've heard around campus, not many people know that they are able to, that they are allowed to make public comments. I feel as if with proper marketing and proper promotion, that public comments will spread around on campus and people will be able to know that they're allowed to post on forums or come to the SA meetings to spread their points. Two of the challenges I think that we face as a school is cultural competency. I feel as if that there is a very big gap between a lot of the students in UA, and I feel as if that if we're going to move forward as a unit and as an overall group, that we need to come together and give everybody a cultural experience. Another problem that I think there is disability services. So I'd like to work with the director of disabilities and bring forth certain things that are allowed to that will promote and help students with disabilities, such as more elevators, certain the widths between doors, the doors entering the campus center, the small fountain, they're pretty small. Not everybody with a disability is able to fit through there, so they would have to go around campus in order to enter through there. And yeah, that's everything.
Any questions? Senator Klein.
I don't know if I can get that more microphone or something.
May I make a move and be able to preface it really quickly?
Sure, Senator Klein.
So to preface my move, bylaws 304.3 and subsections 21.2 mark it as chief of staff to the president. I'd like to suspend the specific language of those bylaws as it pertains to the addition of to the president to allow this nominee to serve, if this nomination were to pass, as it should be in our bylaws, chief of staff and chief of staff explicitly.
There's a move.
It's a move to suspend the particular language to the president in 304.3, 304.3.1, and 304.3.2.
Is there a point of information by Senator Yeager?
Wouldn't that change the overall roles of this position? Or can I yield time to the president to answer?
All right. The president will give you time, but I will call the president if he has a clarifying point.
Thank you. I think what Senator Klein is trying to motion for is, I believe somewhere last year, there was a switch. So from every year except from last year, there was just chief of staff, and then we had chief of staff to, I believe, the Senate chair. I'm not sure if that happened.
That's the Senate secretary. Secretary to the chairman is what the chief of staff used to be.
Oh, okay. So I'm not sure. I think that's what you're referring to, though. But precedentally, there was never the addition of three. I guess that's just not reflected here. It's the same position, so if it's, I think it's okay.
A point of inquiry by Senator Ortiz.
Can't the sponsor just amend it to add the three words and we
I was getting.
get rid of the move?
I'll amend the bill, so line 1 should read Chief of Staff to the President.
Cool.
All right, we read the questioning. Any other questions? Senator Thomas? I move to call this bill to question. I'm gonna move to call this bill to question. Is there a second? Second by Senator McKenna. Any objections to that second, to that move? No objections, we're gonna go into a vote. Vote is open, I'll leave it open until 20. Senator Klein, do you need to batteries? Okay. I'm gonna close this vote now. The vote is 3502. This nominee passes. Oh, we're on the last bill of the evening. Wow.
Senator Thomas.
Oh my God, I'm so happy.
Oh, yes, I know.
Good evening, everybody. I'll be chairing this bill tonight. Will the sponsors of the bill explain this bill, please? Thank you.
So as you all know, sorry. As you all know, we have a Senate parliamentarian. So obviously, Yeti has been serving in that role as interim. I think he's done a fantastic job. He has learned the Robert's rules and bylaws faster than I ever seen anyone do it. And so I am honored to make him my official pick in conjunction with the vice chairman as our official parliamentarian for this academic year. So Yeti, if you have anything to say.
Any questions?
Let
I'm gonna let this go pretty fast. All I'll say is, presently as interim parliamentarian, I've already been called by multiple committees to ask questions, by multiple different members within the body to ask questions regarding parliamentary inquiry, and I believe I did that satisfactory. So if you guys think I did a good job, then vote for me parliamentarian.
Senator Ortiz, I'm gonna start with you first.
He's good, guys. I know the bylaw, and he knows them real good too. So with that, I'd like to move to pass this by unanimous consent without objection.
There's been a move to pass this by unanimous consent without objection.
Just call
Is
for
there a
it.
second? Senator, Kenny, is that a second?
First, point of order. It doesn't require a second. You just ask for objections, then we can. Okay, I rescind my move and I move to call for the question.
There's been a move to close this bill to question. Is there a second? Senator Velez, is that a second?
Okay, with that, we're gonna call this one a question, we're gonna go into a vote.
Oh, are you for real?
Senator Khan, can you state the nature of your objection, please?
I'm sorry, y'all, I got a question.
Can y'all just present the moves and then,
to amend my move so that he can ask his question and then we go to the question.
okay, that works.
Does the sponsor yield for a question?
Does the sponsor yield for a question?
Just a quick question. Was there an application process for this position?
Not to my knowledge. Right here. Usually, psychiatric positions, it requires an application process. For non-psychiatric positions, it really is at the discretion of myself. And I have stumbled upon Yeti, and I think he's done a great job as an interim. So I don't feel the need to prolong this appointment anymore.
All right, go Yeti.
Someone wants to do this job and they want to do it for free.
Right.
So let's take what we can get.
Senator, wait. Senator Ortiz, can you just rescind your motion, please? All right. Okay, Senator Cooper has a question.
Can you just fix it, because it doesn't, executive committee spelled wrong.
Not the executive committee. I'll move it. I am not. I'll just amend it, thank you. I'll amend it. I'll amend it.
Okay, with that, I move to close with the question.
There's been a move to call this bill to questions. There is a second. Senator Stern is at a second. Okay, we are not going into a vote. Wait, is there any objections? Okay, seeing none, we're going into a vote. The vote is open till 30.
You did good.
I was happy to be finishing this agenda by 10 o'clock, like.
That's not taking. Next thing you know, closing remarks last 2 hours.
Agreed.
I think we had like 36 to 37, so can, whoever didn't vote, click in, please.
Mr. Chair, are you voting?
Do you have some kind of vote?
You have to stay.
I'm right here. I know that vote you.
Okay, I'm closing the vote. It still passes, thank you.
Hey, okay. So, with that, let us almost done. Almost done. So I'm just gonna go into the closing remarks. No old business. No new business. Closing remarks. Committee attendance is important. Remember, if you do not go to your committees, that can count towards attendance in the Senate body. So if you miss like 3 or more, then I will have to count as a regular missed attendance meeting of this body. So your voting, also your voting attendance matters. I believe you don't vote 50% of the time in this chamber, while 75% of the time, Anjali, then that will also count as an absence. It is 50? Oh,
I'm sorry.
50, thank you. 50% of the time, then that also counts as an absence as well. So please make sure you're going to your committees, you're voting while in the chambers. Town halls, we are less than 3 weeks. We need to get these town halls done. Work with the chairwoman of city relations to get them done, please, in a timely fashion. Tabling is tomorrow. We're looking for help with tabling. It's a new initiative. I'm excited about tabling initiative to be done. So please be on the lookout for that. All right, Madam Vice Chairwoman, any closing remarks from you?
I will make this so quick because I want to get out of here by 10 o'clock for the first time ever. Please remember to draw your names for the Lollipop Challenge. Half the people in this room didn't get one, including me, because half of you guys didn't draw a name. Yeah, if you didn't get one, just message me about it. We'll do a double, we'll double up next week or whatever. Last thing, have a good night. Congratulations on getting out of here by 10 p.m. Go ahead.
Wait. Is there a move to go into closing roll? Senator Cooper, is that a move to go into closing roll? Senator Cooper, is there a second? Senator Strandy, second I move. Any objections, I move. Seeing no objections, I move. We're gonna go in the closing roll. The closing roll is now open until 20.
I could cry of happiness right now.
Everyone
go home.
Till 20. Make sure you click in. Voted closed, ended with 34. And we move to adjourn. Senator Ortiz moves to adjourn. Yes. You got that, Anjali?
We'll take your word for it.
Then move to adjourn, Senator Ortiz. Second is Senator McKenna. Any objections that can move? Seeing no objection, this meeting adjourned.
Everyone go home. Go home.
9:53, y'all.
Everyone gets to go home.
9:53.
I'm proud.
I'm excited.